Hi, Tony DeWitt here. I'm a Missouri appellate attorney and I try to make the law make sense here on YouTube. Today we're going to talk about an important right you may not even know you have. It's called the right of public access to the courts. More on that in just a moment. Did you know you can walk into the courtroom in any court in your county, sit down, and watch the proceedings, even if you're not involved, even if you're not a witness, even if you're not a party? It's almost like free entertainment. Now, of course, with COVID, that's become a little bit more difficult, but you can have access to the courts anytime that the courts are in session, with but a few specific exceptions. Here are the exceptions. Sometimes a case involves proprietary and trade secrets. For example, the formula for Coca-Cola, or how Federal Express routes its packages. All of those things are things that have economic value to a company that they don't want the general public knowing, mostly because they don't want the general public competing with them in those areas. And while it's difficult to imagine that anyone would go out and try and copy the formula for Coca-Cola, all you need to do is look around and see that SodaStream makes a cola drink and a diet cola drink to understand that people are always trying to copy people who are successful. So in a situation like that, where there is going to be testimony about trade secrets or that kind of thing, the court will clear the courtroom so that that information remains private and protected. In addition, there are certain medical issues. For example, a situation where someone is on life support and wants to be removed, or their family wants to have them removed, or the state wants to have them removed from life support. That may reveal medical information that may be difficult for someone to have released to the public. And so certain medical situations, the courtroom will be cleared. Guardianships, conservatorships, and particularly the interests of minor children and juvenile adjudications, those are all considered to be closed hearings. And that means the public does not have a right of access to those because the legislature has put the protection of the juvenile, in that case, ahead of the public's right to know. And there's a good reason for that. You want somebody who makes a mistake as a juvenile to be able to go on and live their life thereafter without having that hang over their head. So that's why the right of access to the courts is denied in certain instances. But for example, if a physician in town is sued for medical negligence and the case goes to trial, there's absolutely no reason you cannot attend. If the school system is sued by a teacher for sexual harassment, you certainly have a right to attend and take notes. The media does this all the time, and the media, of course, has often preferential rights. They often get seats reserved for them in courtrooms. But the public also has a right to attend those kinds of hearings. You may recall during the confirmation of Judge Kavanaugh that there were some Hollywood starlets who were able to come and sit in the Senate confirmation room and were accorded seats that the general public was not permitted to have. That kind of thing usually does not happen in a courtroom. Normally, judges treat everybody the same. The only people who might get a leg up sometimes are media people. And of course, in most states, it's still against the law to film proceedings in a courtroom. So, the next time you're interested in what's going on in your community and you want to find out why a particular thing happened. You certainly have a right to go to the courtroom and sit in and watch the proceedings. But I have a secret to share with you. A lot of what goes on in court is, to be frank, boring. A lot of times people come into court and it's not Perry Mason. There's no Perry Mason moments. There's no Law and Order moments here. There's no, aha, I have caught you, that kind of thing. It just doesn't happen. Lawyers get up, ask their questions, and witnesses try and stumble through their answers. And a lot of times it will take longer to get to the point where the examination is finished than you would normally think. Jurors often complain about how boring a particular trial was. So don't expect this to be, something out of Hollywood. It won't be. But it will still be very educational, and it will give you a sense of what jurors do, and it will also give you a sense of what judges and lawyers do. And as a result, I think it's a very useful exercise. Go visit your courts. Go watch your judges, particularly if you vote for them. If you vote for those judges, you're their supervisor. You have an absolute right to see them in action. So, that's a story of the public's right to access to the courts. If you haven't already, please punch the button over there and subscribe to our channel. And I would really appreciate it if you found this interesting or helpful that you would smash that like button for me, because that tells YouTube that the content here is worthwhile and lets other people know that this is worthwhile content as well. Of course, because YouTube tells how many people have liked or disliked a video. And of course, every now and then when I have an unpopular opinion on here, people do dislike my videos, and that's fine. You're absolutely entitled to like or dislike, and please, if you feel it necessary, comment. I'm happy to deal with your comments as long as you try to be a little bit respectful. I really am not a moron, and I'm also not all the other things that have been suggested about me. I'm just a guy who's trying to make the law make sense here on YouTube. So, again, thank you for watching. Have a terrific day.